That's the rarest metal on Earth. What you're holding there, that's all we've got.
Even though we've all watched the Infinity Saga at least 5 times by now, there are still things we're learning about the MCU. One being the origins of Vibranium. Vibranium is the source of all of Wakanda's technological advancement, including those sick Back to the Future-like shoes.
Power laces, all right.
However, we still have no idea what it's made of or where it comes from. Or do we? Based on a popular Reddit theory from Maester Chief, we may have all the answers behind Vibranium's origins, and how it's done way more than give Wakanda a cool piece of metal. Let's dive into it.
Better sell that quick.
I saw that he sold.
Alright, let's break this down. As we all know, Vibranium is a crazy strong metal that's not of this world. It's the metal behind Cap's iconic shield, Bucky's mechanical arm, the ultra-powered AI machine Ultron, and is the source of all of Wakanda's technological development. The question we've never got answered is, why is it so strong? What's this metal composed of, and where did it come from?
Okay, is this Wakanda?
No, it's Kansas.
Well, if Maester Chief's theory holds true, then it's composed of dispersed energy from the Power Stone, aka one of the 5 Infinity Stones. His theory is based on the color scheme of each stone, and how the energy that's given off by the stone is the same color. And wouldn't you know it, anytime we've seen Black Panther's vibranium suit take a hit, what color is the energy dispersed? That's right, it's purple. Theory done, case closed. Yeah, okay, CBR, but what's the proof? It's coincidental that the energy given off by T'Challa's suit matches the color of the Power Stone, huh? Okay, that's fair, so good thing that's not all the evidence we have.
My nipples hurt, oh goodness me!
What about him?
Back in Guardians of the Galaxy, when we first met the Collector, we're given a brief history of the Infinity Stones, the damage they could wreak on the universe, and an introduction to the Celestials. In one of the shown visuals, the Celestial Eason is shown destroying an unknown planet. And what does he have in his possession? The Power Stone. Based on this theory, when Eason slammed his mighty staff into the ground, the purple hue of energy dispersed from the stone imbued itself in, or became one with the planet. When the planet exploded, the remnants of the planet screeched across the galaxy, and the theory concludes that the meteor that landed in Wakanda was one of those remnants. In Black Panther, the first thing we're introduced to is a story of Wakanda's history, and how when the meteor struck the continent of Africa, its energy was dispersed into the plant life around the impacted area. That energy is also the same purplish hue as when Eason struck down the aforementioned planet. It's likely that this meteor full of cosmic energy passed that energy into the continent's materials, resulting in the creation of vibranium.
Upon this rock, I will build my church.
Now, this isn't the first time in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that we've seen something like this occur. Our first instance of an Infinity Stone providing its cosmic energy to the world was all the way back in Captain America: The First Avenger, when Hydra planned to and used the Tesseract, the Space Stone, to power all their weapons. The power from the stone made its victims disintegrate from existence. Imbued with the power of the Mind Stone, Wanda and Pietro Maximoff developed strange and mystic-like powers, which in turn created the heroes we know as Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. The same stone is what powered Vision as well. Throughout the MCU, we've received so much proof that the Infinity Stones can change the very fabric of reality that we still don't have much understanding of. It makes me think, have there been any other instances of the Infinity Stones changing how people live within the MCU? If you've caught any, please let us know in the comments, because while the Infinity Stones may have snapped away half of the universe, they gave the Earth some of its finest heroes, technological advancements, and Wakanda its prized possession. And I'm not just talking about vibranium.
That's just a taste.
Through the consumption of the heart-shaped herb stowed away in the now burned herb garden, thanks Killmonger, this power has been passed down from generation to generation, king to king. While vibranium has been the talk of the world, not much has been said where T'Challa's power actually comes from, but it's very likely that the power of the Black Cat comes from the Power Stone as well. I mean, look at the purple glow of the herb. That has the Power Stone written all over it. And we have proof that it is. Back in Guardians of the Galaxy, we learned that anyone who could obtain the Power Stone would gain its great cosmic power. However, in order to use its power, one would need some kind of containment device because its raw power alone is too much for an individual to handle.
The glove, what did you do?
It's the reason why when we saw Ronan the Accuser in possession of the stone, he had contained it in the Cosmi Ra. We've seen through what happens when someone takes the stone's raw power, example, Peter Quill. When Quill managed to nab the Power Stone from Ronan, immediately the veins throughout his body began to glow a vibrant purple. The skin flaked away from his body like he's being dusted. His eyes turned pitch black, and the energy of the stone surrounded him and consumed him bit by bit. Honestly, Quill got lucky that he had a team on his side that allowed the Power Stone to be divided and become much more manageable.
No!
Tying this to Black Panther, the word manageable is key. When we see T'Challa eat the purple-shaped herb for the first time, the first thing we notice is the veins in his body glow a purple hue, just like we saw with Star-Lord until he's sent to the ancestral plane. The reason why we don't see any of the side effects of the stone is because this herb is like a diluted version of the real thing. If we need more evidence of the Power Stone being the very thing that powers the power of the Black Panther, let's jump back to Guardians for just a second.
You call that figured it out? We're gonna rob the guys who just beat us senseless.
In the middle of Quill's, I would imagine, traumatic experience, Star-Lord has what many fans call a vision or hallucination of his mother reaching out to him. Surrounding them is the cosmos and what looks like planets forming. This was likely the ancestral plane. In Quill's case, the cosmos was likely shown in relation to space being all Quill knows, like how Killmonger met his father again in their home. Or there's my theory that since the Celestials played a huge role in the creation of the cosmos, and Quill is half Celestial, we're seeing the work of his ancestors. Like the MCU has always done, this is a huge Easter egg dropped that we all missed. Now in Black Panther, when we see inside the ancestral plane, the realm itself is embalmed in a purple ambience. At this point, I think you get it. The Power Stone has made everything Wakanda is today. Its technology, the powers of the Black Panther, and even the ceremonies held when there is a transfer of power. Without the stone, it's likely Wakanda would be what most of the world sees Wakanda as, an undeveloped third world country. So if the Power Stone has the ability to grant inhuman abilities and allow individuals to cross over to the land of the fallen, I wonder what else this stone can do. Wakandans, you've only scratched the surface.
What?
When it comes to Wakanda, we've practically seen everything Vibranium is capable of. Medical advancements that allow Shuri to heal a wound to the spine in mere hours, magnetic levitation that's so efficient it puts the rest of the world to shame. As we've already proven, Vibranium and the Power Stone is in every fiber that makes Wakanda what it is today. But what else could be done? A theory I conjured up is what if Wakanda could develop a serum of some sort, or reconfigure how much of the Power Stone's essence is in one of the heart-shaped herbs. This could easily be done by Shuri by pulling a concentrated strain of the Power Stone's energy from Vibranium. This would give the Black Panther even more abilities, increase the rate of his or her regenerative healing, and practically make them invincible. The reason behind this idea is because, unfortunately, in real life, we lost a hero, Chadwick Boseman, who lost his fight to cancer in 2020. Thankfully, Disney has decided not to recast Chadwick's iconic role, but now have to decide how to write him out of the story. In MCU canonization of Black Panther, within the past 7 MCU years, Wakanda has suffered the loss of 2 kings, T'Challa and his late father, T'Chaka. In transition from father to son, we saw how fractured Wakanda became, and it's likely to happen again now that Shuri will likely take the role of Queen and Black Panther.
Great, another broken white boy for us to fix.
The loss of life is something that will always take place, but if there was something that could be done to lessen the chance of it happening, or give the ruler of Wakanda more protection against the threat, you know as well as I do they would pursue it. This is especially true when they will be forced to consider if T'Chaka or T'Challa had more power. Would they have been able to survive what caused their untimely demise? It's very heartbreaking to even think that losing Chadwick has to be addressed in some way to advance the story. However, I do think that this theory can add to what our heroes will be going through. Loss is never easy, and the idea of it scares a lot of people.
The world is in our hands. It's left to us, guys.
If this theory were to progress into MCU canon, Black Panther 2 could be a story that hits home for a lot of people. Do we as a society accept the loss of life is inevitable, or do we try to change fate, losing our morality in the progress? How does someone even deal with loss when the weight of a country is on their shoulders? Are you supposed to be strong and act like everything is okay, or allow yourself to be vulnerable? These are all real questions we have to face as humans in some capacity, and I believe this film should and will address these types of questions. I believe at the end of the day, this film will showcase the idea that our time on this rocky planet is limited. We don't have forever, no matter what we try. We have to show others that we love them in the time that we have. We have to take every day and live our life to our fullest, because one day we won't have the opportunity to do so anymore. This film will show that loss of life is okay, and how or what we feel is okay. Lastly, this film will show that even if you're no longer here, you're not forgotten. As Chadwick will live on in our hearts, T'Challa will live on in the hearts of Wakanda forever.
I am not ready to be without you.
As you click on the next CBR video, take a moment to take a deep breath. Recognize that you are here. Recognize the beauty of the world around you. Take it all in and tell someone you love them today. Enjoy life to the fullest, because we only have one. Thanks for watching.